Ron, that actually was a really great introduction to this class. Ron was asking about my 16-year-old who's living his dreams in California. And we're just talking about how each of us carves out our own path in life. And, you know, some of us end up showing up the way our parents thought we would, and some of us don't. And I want to honor that this morning. I really want to honor in this practice space and possibility for each of us to stand in our own footprints and walk in our life with the yoga word is dharma. You know, stand in our dharma, our purpose, our calling, the reason we're here, the whole reason we're here. So this Warrior Wednesday, we'll do a little more active practice like we do, and find that space, and in that space, some possibility. So let's just start in a comfortable seat, whatever that feels like for you. And as you start here in this seat, I invite you to either close your eyes or just shift your eyes down so that your attention shifts inward. Your focus shifts inward. And once you get there, start to notice your breath. Let these breaths be a little more bright, a little more crisp and full. So intentional breathing to draw breath in. Make this breath an exercise, an effort. Not a hard effort, but a bright, clear, sharp effort. Like you just can't get enough oxygen in and you're just trying to fill up with a little bit more each time you breathe. Stretch your neck. Move your shoulders as you take these deep, bright, full breaths. And then let's start to move arms with breath. So you can stay inward focused, but let your fingertips come to the floor. Inhale to scoop your arms up and lift with a little bit of almost an urgency, just this like excitement about opening the arms up, gathering in all this beautiful energy around you with this grand gesture. Inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you lower. And you could keep doing that, or you might start to turn that into a twisting flow. Inhaling through the center with this big welcoming breath, and then exhaling as you turn to the side. Just continue moving your arms with breath while I open with this poem from Danna Faulds called Your Full Expression. Stretch long and longer still. Reach wide until the expanding space inside is filled with light. What began as willful practice now generates its own energy. Offer this, the radiance of you, back to the universe. The give and take of breath calls forth your full expression, birthing something new, something crucial that no posture can contain. Inhale the arms up. Let's birth something new today that these postures even can't contain. Drop your left hand to the side, reach your right arm up and over, and start to feel this opening like lights in the right side of your body. With each breath, there's this reach. It's like you just can't quite get there. And then just soften your elbow and move around a little bit more. Just kind of a wiggly, delicious little stretch here in the side of the body. Awakening, finding something bright and light and full here. And then inhale, lift, switch sides, drop your right hand, lift your left. And again, just stretch like there's just one, if you could go one more inch, you'd find that space. And then the softness and movement. So in this practice, I'm not urging you to find hard edges and push and force. I'm encouraging you to find soft space by reaching farther. So see if you can tell the difference in your own body when you grit your teeth and stop breathing, or when you're just reaching for a little more space. Come back to center. Wherever you're sitting, bring your hands to your knees or thighs and pull your chest through. Lift your chin, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, push into that rounded back. Do that a couple more times, moving that space around your heart, your ribs, your lungs. And the breath is bigger and brighter today. Really going to use that energized breath to just make some new space. And come back to neutral. Wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving yourself a hug, and then just lift and lower your elbows. You can start to feel with your fingers the backs of your shoulders and any tightness that's there. And give yourself a little massage. Inhale, lift the elbows, and then follow up with your gaze. Take a little back bend here. So the bottom elbow presses the top elbow up. And then exhale. Just bring the bottom arm out and above, over. So you've switched elbows. It's going to feel weird. And then lift and lower. We even cross our arms the same way every time. We're creatures of habit. So for today, let's try things just a little differently. On the next inhale, reach your elbows up, squeeze your fingers into your shoulders, lift your chin. And then exhale down. And release your hands. Shake your hands a little bit, just soft shaking so you feel a little tingling in your fingers. Bring your hands together, rub them vigorously, create a little heat in the hands. And then pause, just feel that heat, hands maybe just slightly separated, just feel your own energy, the energy you generate breath by breath. And let's take that with us, that energy around into a tabletop position, all fours. In this tabletop position, first of all, just wiggle it out a little bit. Just kind of move side to side, shift your weight, find your base. And then let's begin to move into cat and cow. So you can either tuck your toes or point your toes back, but start to move into this cow with a breath in and cat with a breath out. Just moving that energy up and down the spine, avoiding any place that feels like sharp pain or just rough edges, but trying to expand the space a little more. And back to a neutral spine. Pick up your right hand and your left knee, and then start to stretch out away from your center. So reach nice and long. Put a footprint on the wall behind you. Reach your fingers farther forward. Stretch long and longer still. Let the right arm come out to the right side and the left leg come out to the left side. Hug in through your core. Feel this heat. Come back to the front and back. Exhale, knee to elbow 3 times. Inhale, lift forward and back. Exhale, squeeze. And on the next reach, take a deep breath in, hand to mat, toes to the floor behind you, and then just press back into the heel of that back foot. Just find a nice calf stretch. Shifting sides, we're on the left knee. Left arm reaches forward, right arm extends backward. Breathe here, make your body longer, front to back. Open your left arm to the side and your right leg out. Hold. Feel your strong core holding these long limbs away from your body. Come back to center, take a deep breath in, extend out long, and then exhale, knee to elbow 3 times. Inhale, extend long, stretch long, and longer still. And then replace. Shift your hips back toward child's pose. You can choose to stay up a little higher or drop down a little lower. Maybe even widen your knees, let the forehead come down. Take some deep breaths. Breaths that are bright and full and spacious. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes and slowly come up into your first down dog. Just take your time here. Bent knees allow us to lengthen the spine a bit more, so I always like to start with really bent knees and then slowly reach heels toward the earth and start to pedal, bending one knee and bending the other. Just feel yourself roll across the bottom of your foot, alternating sides. Looking for a place in your body to open and create a little more space. Let's slowly walk the feet to meet the hands. And here in this forward fold, keep a generous bend in your knees. Touch your fingers to your elbows and just let your back be long and loose and wiggly. Breathe deeply here, just this gratifying breath, maybe even with a sigh. Our body responds better when we ask permission to open up space versus forcing. So this practice is this gentle, just asking for a little more, a little more. Bring your fingertips to the earth and start to bend your knees. Let your chest rest on your thighs. And this might be a staying place for you, but if it feels okay, go a little deeper, come up onto your toes, drop your hips back over your heels and lift your chest. Good. And then reverse that. Drop the heels, straighten the legs, lower the head. Do that a few times. Bend belly to thighs. Go as far as your knees will allow. You can look forward and then reverse. Asking permission, opening space. And then with a bend in the knees and a back flat, sweep the arms up, reach wide. Pull the hands into the heart, sink back into that chair and do that again. Nice big arm circles. Reach wide until the expanding space inside is filled with light. Filled with light. You might even find yourself tilting backwards a little bit into a back bend. Let's do this 2 more times, reaching wide and expanding the space inside. And then coming to stand in mountain pose. Find your feet beneath you, the pelvic floor lifted, the navel drawn in, palms forward. Take a moment and stand in your own footprints. Stand in your place. Your whole journey brought you right here. You have arrived. Let's bring the right arm up. Keep the left arm down by the side, and we'll take a side bend here. And I'll give you some options to support your back. So the first option that's going to feel maybe the safest to your back is a hand to the hip. If you'd like to explore something a little different, let the arm come out to the side. Use your core to hold you here. And if that feels okay, maybe even hands coming together. So the weight of both arms pulling you up and over. Think of lift more than bend. Heat, core. Beautiful. Coming back to center, reach high, and then cactus the arms, open your chest, squeeze your back. Release, the left arm comes up, right arm down. As you start your side bend, you might support the hip. You might add the weight of the arm. Test the waters. The full expression is the expression that feels like space in your body, not compression. Feels like light and ease and space. That's how you know you've chosen the right option. Breathe. And your next inhale, lift the arms high, bend your knees, and then slow swan dive, forward fold. Let your back hang long again. Loosen up your head, the top of the spine. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we're going to practice vinyasa in a little different way today. So just in the air and the vein of finding space, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest and round your shoulder blades forward. So we're moving slow motion in this almost like cat. Round, 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 until we get to plank. And then in plank, we press the earth away, hold the belly firm, shoulder blades broad, and then drop your knees. Lower halfway down, hold. Melt your body to the earth, inhale, cobra. And just feel that. There's some heat and some ease. Press back, child's pose, through downward facing dog, and then pedal your heels. Right, full breaths. Look forward, hop or walk your feet to your hands, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees a bit. And then inhale, here's that big, wide, expansive breath with hands coming to heart center. Beautiful, let's go again. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's take that variation of vinyasa. Come up onto your toes, round your back. Round forward, chin to chest. Come into strong plank. And then on your knees or your toes, lower halfway down. And either melt to the earth and come to cobra, or just lift into upward facing dog on the tops of your feet. And downward facing dog. Breathe. Bend one knee and the other. Find space. So we always say step or hop the feet forward, but I never really spend a lot of time teaching you how to hop forward. So if you feel like you want to practice that, today would be a good day for that. You're going to come up on your toes and bend your knees. Pay attention to firmly pressing down into the earth with your hands. And you could practice by just hopping up into a little baby handstand. And that's going to teach you how to just trust the weight in your hands. And then you could just hop forward 6 or 7 times. Or what I like to do is come up on my fingertips. And I know that's weird, but that feels like I've got a little more room to hop my feet toward my hands without hopping heavy and hard. And then we'll exhale, fold. Bend your knees, inhale, arms reach. And draw your hands to your heart. Let's do that one more time. Sun A. Reach up, breathe in, gather in that energy, dive down. Lift halfway and step back to downward facing dog. Take that slithering vinyasa. You're on your toes, shoulder blades pull forward. Shin stays tucked until the very end, and then push into strong plank on your knees or your toes. Lower. And then come into either cobra or up dog. And send it back, downward facing dog. Hopefully your body's a little warmer. Deep breath in, let a sigh out. And then look forward, hop or step your feet to your hands. Lift halfway and fold. Sweep the arms high, extended mountain, and gather hands to heart. Beautiful, you guys. Step your feet wide. Let's turn to the wide edge of our mat. We're going to do our sequence a little different today, starting right here with arms out at the sides. Come down into a plie. And then just alternate lifting your heels. Feel the strength in your leg alternating, and the strength in your core. Now, if you'd like, lift both heels and find some balance here. Slowly turn the palms up and put a soft bend in the elbows. Chest lifts. This is called sun pose, and you just imagine you're holding the sun in your arms. It's a glorious June day. Breathe, chest lifts, heart opens. Falls happen. Good, drop your heels if they're lifted. Inhale to a 5-pointed star, and we're just gonna really imagine taking in all that energy around us. And then scoop down, sunflower. Inhale, just take it in, and then just let it come into your body. Hear your Ujjayi breath. As you keep going, offer this, the radiance of you, back to the universe. The give and take of breath calls forth your full expression, birthing something new, something crucial that no posture can contain. So offer the radiance of you. Take a deep breath, fingers out wide, chest lifted, offer. We took in that energy, now offer it out. Bring your arms down halfway. Turn your toes to the edge of your mat. Hands come behind you, interlace, and then lift your chest. Take a deep breath in here. And on the exhale, hinge forward from the hips. Lower your head. Soften your knees. Breathing here in this forward fold. Let your hands come to the mat. Walk your hands way out in front of you. So it's going to feel like you're in a really wide downward facing dog. So press your hands into the earth and pull your sitting bones back away from where your fingers are. Put a little bend in one knee and then the other. Probably not a lot of movement in this big wide stretch. Just creating some space. And then walk your hands right back under your shoulders. Come on, fingertips lengthen through the spine. Deep breath in. And then turn toward your right foot. Let's come into this kneeling lunge here with the right foot forward. Left knee down. And just take a moment here. Let's start to ease into these hip flexors. Birthing something new. Something crucial that no posture can contain. Either stay here or bring your hands to your knees and press up into a little bit of a back bend. And if that's still a green light for you, raise your arms. That feeling of, oh, if I could just go one more inch, just one more inch, just reach for that space. And then the fingertips come back to the earth. Tucking the back toes, lift your knee. Come into low lunge. And just rock forward and back a bit. Just letting your hips get the idea, get the memo of what's happening here. Drop your back heel, rising up, warrior one. Warrior one, that back ankle is rolled out, super strong through that back leg. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull. Pull yourself straight up in the air, maybe a tiny side bend. Breathe into that space. Stretch long and longer still. And as the fingers come up, lift onto your back toes, high lunge, reach back as far as your body will allow with ease. That hip flexor should be highly aware that it's coming to the party. And then go ahead and lower. Low lunge. Let's open into our twist. Left hand down, right arm up. Find a space. Make a firm footprint with your right foot and then come a little higher onto your left toes. Reach, breathe, feel. And as the hand comes down, walk again to that wide edge of the mat. Hands come forward all the way and then drop your head down. Alternate bending your knees. So we're really going to keep our body in these open positions today. Movement into space. Walk your hands under your face, lift to a flat back. And on your exhale, lower your head, take a hold of your heels and gently pull yourself down. Let yourself sigh out. And come back to a flat back. We'll turn to the left side or the back side of your mat. Drop your knee. And find kneeling lunge. Now that you know this sequence, you could, if you like, close your eyes and look inside. See if you can find a place that feels bound up or constricted, restrained in some way, and let your body start to look for space in those tight spots. You can stay low or press your hands to your knee to lift up higher. And if that is a go for you, you could add arms overhead. Go by how this feels more than how this looks. Find those spaces and move breath there. Brightness, lightness. With fingertips on the floor, let's tuck the back toes, low lunge. And we'll move into twist. Right hand down, left arm opens. You could leave that back knee on the ground if that works better in your body today. Either way, open yourself up to this possibility. Today holds numerous possibilities for us. Returning the fingers down to the ground. Find your balance here, and then let's drop the back heel. Give yourself that stability. Come up to warrior one. Rooting down through that outer ankle. Take your right wrist and stretch. Breathe here. Side body. Reaching high, look up, come onto your back toes, lift, lift, lift. Really step in that left foot, come higher onto your back toes, open through the front of the body. And return your hands to the earth. Coming back to that wide straddle. Hands come forward. It's a very wide downward facing dog. You can move your knees or you can hold still. Find your breath here. Find the space here. The hands come under the face, lift onto your fingertips, nice tall spine. And exhale, fingers to heels, pull in a little deeper. And then back to center. Let's turn toward the right foot. And dropping the back heel, lift up into warrior one. Awesome, you guys, really nice. Interlace your fingers on this time and press your palms to the ceiling. So think of lifting your ceiling and pushing the floor down. It's like you just need a little more headroom. You want to make your bones longer. So as you press into the earth, your feet are your anchors. Imagine shin bones, thigh bones, spine, arms, all getting longer. It's growing here in this space. And turn your hands down, bring your hands to heart center. On your inhale, shift your weight into your right foot. Come onto your back toes. We'll move into warrior three, a balancing pose. So the first option is right here. Just kind of testing the water, maybe move forward and just see about just barely touching those toes to the earth and see how that feels. From there, you could lift your foot and begin to tilt your body. So maybe you stop here on an angle Maybe that T shape works for you. Arms are just accessories, so you could take your arms out wide or over your head. Offer the radiance of you back to the universe. I offer the falling radiance of myself to the universe. The beautiful mess. The give and take of breath calls forth your full expression, birthing something new that no posture can contain. Bring yourself back to standing, both feet together, and just notice that right leg. Take a deep breath, arms overhead, extended mountain. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift and exhale, downward facing dog. We haven't done a vinyasa for a while, so if you'd like to take it again, that rounded vinyasa might be interesting. Forward and down, up and back. When you're ready, we'll take the left foot to the top of the mat, dropping that heel and rising up into warrior one. Good. Interlace your hands, palms press. So however tall you are right now, imagine that you want to be an inch taller for some reason. You want to get on a ride at the amusement park, you have to be taller. So press your feet into the earth, press your palms up, and find that new inch. That place where gravity has just compressed you. Put that inch back. Breathe. And then the palms turn down, release your hands right in front of your heart. Lift onto your back toes and begin your expression of warrior three. So maybe that's just barely touching the toes, testing the water. And maybe it's forward into your T shape. And coming back to standing, 2 feet on the earth. Feel yourself exhale. Awesome. I see a little dancing going on, a little wiggle dance. Beautiful. Inhale, arms high. Swan dive, forward fold. Grab the backs of your heels and just see if things loosened up through this practice. Press to shins, lift halfway. And exhale, downward facing dog. Option to take a vinyasa if you like. And we're going to find some space in our hips. So on your next inhale, raise your right leg. Draw that right knee to the right wrist for pigeon. We've been exploring with some different ideas of how to be in pigeon. One is to just put a block or a pillow underneath your right hip. Another way that folks have been enjoying, I'll demonstrate this, is to actually straddle a bolster. So if you have kind of a long, firm pillow, you could just come right up on the top of that and put your hips on that cushion as a way to, one, protect your knee, but also if your hips are extra tight, it just brings the ground a little closer to you. So you could try that. What began as willful practice now generates its own energy. The give and take of breath calls forth your full expression, birthing something new, something crucial that no posture can contain. On your next inhale, lift up to your hands or your fingertips and find a back bend, something that feels like stretching your back leg hip flexor. Heart lifting. And then we'll place the hands on the mat, tuck the toes, and sweep the right leg up. Give it a nice big shake. And back to downward facing dog. When you're ready, we'll switch sides. Left leg up, left knee to left wrist. Gathering the props. Moving into your expression of pigeon on the second side. Maybe close your eyes and come inside here. Come into this place of inquiry. Bring that bright breath with you. It's like you're opening the windows and letting the breeze come through. Your whole entire past brought you right here to this place for a reason. There's a purpose to your being here. And these postures can help us get unstuck, remove obstacles that are keeping us from stepping into that bright light, that vastness of who we are. So you might consider pigeon pose just kind of the cleaning crew. Coming in to open up space, make the light brighter. Let's come up on two hands or fingers and lift into a little back lengthening posture. Stretch your right hip flexor. Breathe deep. Bright, beautiful breaths. We'll come back again to shake that left leg out. If you want one final vinyasa, you know, Bill loves his push-ups. Finish this sequence with any work you have left in you. And then we'll go ahead and drop our knees to the earth and sweep our legs around in front of us in a seat. So we'll start by bending the right knee and placing the foot just inside the left knee, sitting with a tall spine. Bring your hands up to your shoulders and then just rotate to the right. Let your torso do the work. And then go ahead and set your hands down for a twist. Hand behind you, hand on the knee, wringing out. The rest of this practice will be slowing down, we'll be moving toward relaxation. So maybe less attention to that bright, powerful breath, but more of a soft, easy breath. Come back to center, reach your arms high, and exhale to fold over your left leg. If you like to use a strap, grab that. You can take a hold of your ankle. If your hamstrings are extra tight, try this for today. Bend your left knee so that you can grab your foot. And then with that long spine, maybe just inch the foot a bit away until you feel this nice stretch for your hamstring, your calf, your ankle. Breathe deeply here. Find your space. And walk your hands back up until you feel your straight spine. Extend the right leg, bend the left knee. Get right on top of your sits bones. Fingertips to shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, rotate to the left, then set your hands down. So you want to make sure you're not leveraging with your arms, but you're using your muscles to do the turning. And then find that soft breath. It's like we were breathing with bright lights before, and now we've got a dimmer switch. So the breath is softer, easier, lighter, less forced. As we unwind back to center, let's reach the fingers high and exhale over the right leg. That was helpful before. Bend your knee as much as you need to grab your foot, lift tall through the spine, and then just scoot that heel forward as far as you can until you feel a stretch. You could also put a block under that knee to make it a little more relaxing. Lengthen the spine, breathe, soft and slow. Slowly walk your hand up to find that straight spine. Extend both legs. And then lower yourself down onto your back. If you want something under your knees for Shavasana, grab that on the way down so you're uninterrupted. And we're going to just find a second to just rock side to side and settle on the floor. You can hug your knees inward. What I'd like you to do as you're ready is just open your arms out wide. Allow yourself to feel gravity just holding you here, but also there's this new space that's opened up inside of you. Where do you notice that space? Maybe there are many. Maybe the chest, the shoulders, the heart feels a little more bright and airy. Maybe your hips, your belly. Maybe your head and your thinking is a little lighter, brighter. Take a few moments to breathe into these new spaces you've created, you've birthed through this practice. While you take a few more breaths into these new spaces, I'll leave you with some other words by Danna Faulds, and this is called the possibility. Do you feel the possibility? Awakened energy is poised to flow. Freedom beckons from every direction. This is a moment to throw caution to the wind and dive right in, or fly high above the rocky terrain of doubt and fear. You've lived your whole life anticipating this opportunity. Rejoice, for it is here. Come back in the way that you know you like to come back. Wiggle, stretch, yawn, extend. When you're ready, return to a seat and we'll close our practice together. Let's take one more deep breath, scooping up all this awesome, amazing, beautiful, bright energy around us. Gather that into your hands and draw it right into your heart. Let your thumbs touch your sternum. Bow to yourself, to each other, to this practice, to the energy we've created, the energy we share. And then let's do the opposite. Offer that out, arms up, sending that energy out. And let's just go be that in the world today, my friends. Bright lights. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.